Straight Politicking, and I'm here posted up with Spider Loc, the most easty, and Munchie B, the mayor. And I wanted to start off by asking y'all what was the reaction, or what did you think about episode 1 that we shot last week on Straight Politicking?
It was needed to look back on, see what we could work on for number 2. Over talking and shit. And I don't know if I was energetic. I know I was yelling in the mic and shit. I'm like, I need to kick back. But it was cool. We went a little longer than we probably needed to go, but it was straight.
I mean, I don't mind going an hour and 50, an hour. Well, I think I want to stay around an hour and 30, or between an hour 15, hour and 30, just to keep my workload a little light. What do you think, Spider?
My thought was about the time frame too. It wasn't good or bad. I just noticed how it seemed like we did it quite a long amount of time before I realized it. So I felt like the conversation was flowing well.
Hey, I thought it was a great conversation, though.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, if you don't notice how long we sitting down, I mean it's flowing.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of people trying to tell me to get rid of Spider or fire Spider or Spider shouldn't be on the platform. Y'all watching.
We appreciate y'all watching.
And I'm going to tell you, I have, off camera, me and Spider have amazing conversations. We have amazing debates. We have amazing arguments. And that's just a part of life. And I love having somebody that I could talk to that I might agree with on certain things. We might disagree on other things. And that's just that's just human nature. What's the big deal about that?
From everything from sports to religion to relationships to politics, we chop it up, discuss, debate it all.
Here, I'll give the people one disagreement we got on sports. You believe that the prototypical future quarterback for the NFL is going to be a primary runner as opposed to a deep pocket passer.
I don't like the way you use the word primary to describe the future quarterback that I see. I think he's going to be a dual threat.
I was about to say that. I think the dual threat going to be more demand in the pocket, traditional.
Dual threat. I think his ability to extend the play when the pocket falls down, and the ability to get more than 2 or 3 yards on a scramble is going to be almost essential for every quarterback.
Well, I agree with that you're going to have to know how to run a little bit.
A lot of it.
Well, Tom Brady, there was one season he ran for 19 yards for the whole year.
That means he knew how to run a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you have to know a lot of it. You have to know how to run a lot of it.
But if you're gonna be a dual threat, you gonna have to be one of them quarterbacks that's willing to hang in a pocket, sit back there to some available. Like what's old boy for the Bengals? He was getting sacked, but he was taking that risk.
Carson Palmer?
Redhead.
Carson Palmer and the hot Brett Favre. You just sit back there and just like on some Cowboys.
Now, Spider believes the Carson Palmers, the Brett Favres, and the Tom Bradys are going to be the quarterback of the pass, where we're going to have quarterbacks more like
Carson
Lamar, right?
Lamar Jackson.
Like Lamar Jackson.
And even the Super Bowl winner, I think he's a mobile quarterback to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, but when you look him up, Mahomes, he runs for about 300, 400 yards a season.
But I'm comparing him to the greats, like you mentioned, like Brady. That's a big difference from the Mannings and the Bradys.
Hey, Palmer and Brett Favre ain't the same type of quarterback, though.
But they weren't runners, though.
No.
That's what I mean. Like guys who aren't going to run for 300, 400 yards a season.
Like, cause Palmer, he like game managed. He ain't taking no risk getting it down the field like Brett Favre or Mahomes would do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Remember Roethlisberger?
Yeah, Big Ben.
Right.
He got 2 titles, right?
Correct. Well, no, 1 and 2 appearances, I think.
Okay. Bro barely ran.
Barely ever.
Man, look how big he is, though.
Man, too, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he has speed. He big.
And the reason why I don't think a Lamar type of quarterback is durable is because being that dual threat is going to have an impact on your body sooner in your career than later. How many years did Tom Brady survive in the NFL? 19?
Long, yeah.
If he was a runner, there's no runner going to be in the NFL for 19 seasons.
Hey, let me tell you something. I absolutely hate the Patriots, and I don't like Tom Brady because he need some accommodations to be a winner. They got, they got to flatten the ball so they can catch it, or they got to go get somebody that's completely got mental health problems on dope that nobody else go deal with and put them on the team. What's the Gordon dude? They got to go get a problem child that nobody in the NFL go deal with. Like what's my boy that
Antonio?
Antonio. Like you got to make special, like you know what I'm saying for Brady to be a winner. He can't just do it like Aaron Rodgers was doing with the Green Bay Packers. And
Well, he did go to Tampa Bay and kind of keep up the tradition of winning.
he had one of the best tight ends that came out of retirement for him and came back.
But in the NFL, you typically don't have a one-man winner team. You got to have at least 10, 11 good people on the team.
He had somebody come out. That's what I'm saying. Here goes somebody doing something for. He had somebody come out of retirement, and he brought the boy from the Patriots to the Bucks with him, Antonio Brown. He always got to have some kind of like, you know what I'm saying? He just can't make it happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Work with what he got. No.
Well, I remember Lamar Jackson ran for like 1,200 yards one season, and that's just too much wear and tear on the body. You know the average running back's career in years is in the NFL?
It ain't long.
3 years. 3 years. So any running back in the NFL that's on his fourth, fifth, sixth season, he's above average, and that's not too common. So you're basically, Spider, saying that your quarterback has to also be a running back too.
Not necessarily, because the quarterback has the option to give themselves up, and as long as they use their legs to extend the play and have the wisdom to get low, I think they can play for a longer extended period of time than a running back.
Well, I think Mahomes is kind of like the type of quarterback that I think a lot of people would like to draft. But Mahomes actually, he only runs, I want to say only, but he'll run maybe 300 yards in a season, 400 yards at the most.
I wouldn't call him no running quarterback because he sit back there and he play like he playing in the middle of the street. He'll put the ball in danger and all that.
Yeah.
That's why he got so many picks. But you can't tell him not to put the ball in danger because that's what make him great.
That's why I didn't like when he classified it as primary runner. Dual threat was a better description for me.
But they bring in them baseball coaches that show them how to slide. You know what I'm saying? Them running quarterbacks. But because you think of the quarterback that told him he didn't want to run so much no more, but then I had to teach him how to stay in the pocket. And
Don't you think the draft class kind of
AG3
dictates what type of quarterback we're going to see in the future more so than anything?
Well, I know they picked USC quarterback number 1 this season. What's the bro's name?
Big light-skinned dude.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. I wonder, and you know what? You can never tell if someone's going to be a flop or a star. You can't even tell. You know, I don't even know if he's got it or he don't.
Think Deion's son gonna make some noise in the league?
Very rarely do sons reach the level of their fathers. The only one I can think off the top of my head whose son was better than the father was Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, the Mannings.
it ain't gonna be like that with LeBron.
The Mannings, yeah, the Mannings.
Bryant's.
LeBron's son, I ain't got him being like one of them boys.
You know how many professional athletes' sons try to do it, and some of them we never even heard of. Like Pete Rose's son played Major League Baseball for many years. Probably didn't know it.
Steph Curry seems to have outdone his dad.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, what's his teammate?
Thompson. Yep.
Michael Thompson played for the Lakers.
Sure did.
He was just a big body in the middle. That's
Jelly
all.
Bean Joe.
Yeah.
You can't forget Muhammad Ali and his daughter though.
Oh yeah, she can't mess with Pops though, could she?
No. Oh, you saying supersede him or just
who has done better than the parent or even close to?
Well, you have to say Layla Ali was more successful as a boxer than her father was.
Record-wise?
Yeah, record-wise.
Yeah. Maybe so.
She's undefeated, never been done.
I still don't know if that's comparable, but
I know.
maybe so, yeah.
Because it's a gender thing, right?
Mm-hmm. And time.
Yeah, I don't think she ever touched the canvas.
Oh, yeah.
Layla Ali.
You can't take that from her, though.
And Muhammad Ali touched the canvas with Ken Norton, Joe Frazier.
All right, could y'all do that? Could y'all do the same thing with music?
Nah.
No.
Because that's how I knew Nate Dogg's son wasn't gonna work.
Because his daddy couldn't
you
outdo his daddy.
and sometimes you need to disassociate yourself from your pops so they don't just automatically you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's deep because they say Big Pun, son, spit. We don't know.
Actually, his son he's bad.
There's no second generation artist that kind of outshined their parent that we could point to.
Hold on, my trip. Robin Thicke, his dad didn't sing, right?
Nah, his dad was an actor and a talk show host.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be it's like that would even did Romeo do Master P? No.
Hell no, not even close.
Hey, he used to play basketball for USC.
He did.
He was a bench warmer.
You know how many times he came in the game from the games I watched?
DeMar DeRozan got him in.
No, I don't recall him ever even. I've never actually seen him in the game.
He got in on practice.
DeMar DeRozan, I believe, was part of his stipulation for him to go USC. He kind of they had to take Romeo too.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a long time before we see a rapper's son outshine the father.
Jada Kiss
That's
got
hard.
a cold son too.
But man, you gotta disassociate yourself
From the pops.
Like,
Hell yeah.
you know, Angelina Jolie did that with her dad. You know, her father is legendary actor John Voight. Her name is Angelina Jolie Voight. So what she did was, I'm dropping the name and I'm gonna make a name for myself.
Okay, Coi Leray. She did it.
She might be on her way to outdo her daddy.
She don't want to be associated with that dude.
She got potential to become a bigger person than he actually became, I believe, too. Not knocking him, but just the way I see shit shaping up.
Has there ever been a time with more female MCs in the game at one time doing their thing?
Not like now.
Yeah,
No.
this is like if you're a female rapper, right now is the time to
Yes.
do your thing.
Yes.
You know, I kind of like Ice Spice though.
The look, me too.
Yeah, not so much the music.
I think she need to be reaching out. I'm a munch. She need to be reaching out. You know what I'm saying? I need a cameo in a video or something.
See, I never want to make that correlation, but I wonder why you ain't redid that song.
I don't want to rap on that type of beat.
Oh,
The drill type, like, what's that, the UK drill or something?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that Halloween hookup she had, that Betty Boop shit. Oh, my God. Did you peep that?
No, who?
She killed it for Halloween.
Who,
Bro.
Ice Spice?
Yes.
No. I kind of like her because I saw her first video was in the Bronx, and as a kid, I used to walk those same streets when I was 7, 8, 9.
You got a whole nother deep appreciation.
Yeah. So when I'm seeing the park that she was doing the video in, and I see the number 4 train passing over, I'm like, damn, that's my old section from when I was a kid. You know. So yeah, you know, I still got. I'm LA though through and through. Don't get that wrong. But I was born in New York City.
That's deep.
But I was bred in Los Angeles.
Okay, Tupac.
I went to middle school in L.A., I went to high school in L.A., and I went to college in L.A.
Those two big cities.
Yeah.
Really?
Too big, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think I was fortunate. You know, you can't control who your parents are and where you're born, but to be born in New York City and then you come to Los Angeles and then you kind of be back and forth because my mom lived over there, my dad was here. You know, I got a taste of both worlds, and you know, I still go back on a regular basis. My mom's about to be 84 years old.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, man.
That's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I still got, and then, you know, I got siblings out there too. So, all right, I wanted to tap in with a lot of legal stuff going on in the hip hop world. This is another thing. There has never been the overlap of hip hop and the criminal justice system as it is today. There is not a time where a rapper is not under indictment. There's not a time where a rapper's either not on trial or about to go to trial or just beat a case. This, you know, I know Spider's old enough to remember the days that, every once in a while a guy caught a case.
Yeah.
A guy may have gotten arrested. He might be going to jail. But today it's like at least 10 rappers are facing some sort of felony indictments, RICOs.
Like, who are you speaking of? Like, who are you thinking of in general? Like,
Right now, I was going to talk
of them.
I was going to, or I should also say either rappers as the defendants or cases where rappers are the victims. You know, because right now I was going to just talk about Young Dolph.
Rest in peace.
Young Dolph, rest in peace. The 2 guys that have been charged for his murder are set to go to trial later this year in September. They were scheduled to be going to trial in June right now. The trial is supposed to be happening right now. But let me read a quick little excerpt here on Young Dolph. And Young Dolph's alleged killers have been given a new trial date almost 3 years after the rapper's death. The trial of Justin Johnson and Cornelia Smith for the murder of Dolph was originally set to begin in March. Then it was delayed till June, currently right now, but now it's been postponed to September 23rd. The continued delay of trial is due to both the prosecution and the defense requesting a continuance, which would allow them time to prepare witnesses for court. Shelby County Judge Jennifer Mitchell granted the motion, but was not overly pleased. As we all know, this case was set for trial for today. And this is an article dated June 5th, just a couple days ago. I was extremely upset when the lawyers came to me asking me for a motion to continue, the judge said. I was really anxious to get this case over and done with starting this week, but they both expressed to the court the desire to get experts in, so I allowed the continuance to occur. experts. We've talked about that before, and people probably don't realize how important it is for both sides, defense and prosecution, is to have their experts lined up. And the judge has to grant this. If a prosecutor or defense attorney says, "Hey, I'm not ready," I still got to get some experts. The judge has no choice but to say, "Okay, what do you need? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days." So, what do y'all think?
About which part? 'Cause you said a lot.
Hey,
but I know about like rappers ending up in that position. I think, or people that's successful, like, period, actors, rappers, or whatever. I think when they reach that, I don't think they realize they role change. You know what I'm saying?
what do you mean?
Like for example, and I could be off too though. I just felt that and I look at it a different way. I just felt like with Eric Holder, I think that should have been somebody else's role to address him if he was addressed about anything snitching. You know what I mean? And in the politicking days, like you know what I'm saying? You let the you know what I'm saying? Let them politic that shit.
No, I'm a little lost on what you're trying to say. Do you are you following him, Spider?
Yeah, he's saying.
Go ahead.
We're speaking about rappers in general finding themselves in these positions more so than ever. And he's saying he thinks it's an epidemic of it because when niggas get on, they realize they fail to realize you got different status. You should be focusing on different shit. And he's saying Nipsey should not have brought up that conversation.
Got it. But here's another thing, and you said this once before, Spider. I think the reason why we're seeing so many rappers getting caught up in cases is because the artists today are more connected and embedded into the streets than the artists from 20 years ago. Now, the artists 20 years ago had a relationship with the streets, but may not have been active with it. Someone like LL Cool J grew up in the hood, but wasn't active, but knew all the dudes in the hood. Now the dudes that's active are on the mic.
Even deeper, the godfather of gangster rap outside of Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, totally unstreet, but did a whole lot to usher in that whole genre of street gangsterism. The studio gangster was kind of like, that term was created to describe him and others like him.
So back to your point, Nipsey should have understood his role now as a national/international MC and had relegated duties to other people.
Right. Like once you reach a certain level, you know what I'm saying, your role changed. That like I wouldn't expect a homie that made it to the NFL to still be trying to politic at hood meetings and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like, but like
that sounds crazy.
Like that go for athletes, actors, any entertainer. You can reach that, man. Your role didn't change. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Spider, when you had your success in the 2000s, and you were now Spider Loke the rapper, you're not Baby Spider from East Coast. Did you kind of separate yourself and say, you know, I'm focusing on this music right now, and I'm leaving all that street stuff behind me?
Not enough at all. I was too close, too involved, and I was right there on the set. So just my personality, it bled over into the current event. So if I was around, damn, my influence or whatever my status was, I didn't know how to separate myself the way I should have. No, not at all.
And you're willing to admit that some of that had an impact on your career?
I would assume so, definitely. And not just my own personal decisions and activities, but people in my circle that were close to me, things that they did, I think it affected my career too at times.
Because we've also talked about stuff off camera. I don't know how deep you want to go, but I had a case one day, and I'm reading over the case. I got an attorney that's asking me to read over discovery on a murder, and I'm flipping through the discovery, and I'm reading about G-Unit, I'm reading about Spider Loke, I'm reading about, you know, all these names are popping in, not as like guilty parties, but right, as involved parties in this case. And I'm sure that 50 Cent, I'm sure that G-Unit got wind of stuff like this. I'm saying, hey, your name is popping up in things that doesn't necessarily reflect good on our brand. Yes or no?
Definitely agreed. Definitely agree. And although I was never, ever directly approached about these issues by 50 or Chris Lighty, I can only assume that they were approached to some degree by the authorities when I think about the magnitude of the situations, how much their company came up. I would bet $1 million against one every time that somebody approached them with some type of inquiries as to their involvement with these cases.
And also because there's multiple spiders from your section, Sometimes people get confused. The police might get confused. They're throwing in these names: big spider, little spider, baby spider, but we're not sure which spider did this.
Yes.
So sometimes they might be talking about a different spider and blaming you for something.
Indeed, and if you just do your research on the whole legacy of spiders, 1, 2, and 3, you could just go 1 and 2. There's nothing good to find. If you like a law enforcement or a lawyer and you go check their backgrounds, you know you bumped into them guys. So that don't fare too well either.
Hey, did you ever think of changing your name from Spider to just something else like a lot of rappers do? Like Nipsey. Nipsey was Little Thundercat from 6-0, but as a rapper, he decided, I'm going to be Nipsey Hussle.
My rap name is No Brain. It never stuck. Nobody would never call me Number Spider. Yeah. No matter how hard I tried.
That might have helped.
Oh man, in hindsight, so many things I feel like could have been adjusted to come out with a different outcome. But then I look at the overall thing, and I don't know what the creator was preserving me for or saving me from. And I live with no regrets, but it may have changed things to some degree.
I think Spider Low fit better coming from a West Coast artist. No Brain sound like you signed to Slaughterhouse or some shit.
You know why I never wanted to be called Loke as an artist? I always thought that was a limiter. Like Tone Loke, Goldie Loke, and then any other Loke outside of Tone Loke was always gang. And I never wanted to come across as a gangbang rapper. I only settled in that once I got a deal on such a high level and 50 Cent was making that request. I thought it would be okay. But from a marketing standpoint, I never thought it was wise to name yourself Loke.
I agree. I always wondered how Loke, which is really a Spanish term coming out of the Mexican community, got so embedded within the black gang culture. That goes back to the 70s.
Is it a derivative from crazy though, right?
Loco, yeah.
So I think, we just wanted to all be known as fools and then crazy.
But back to Munchie's point about Nipsey, did Nipsey have any, and maybe Spider, you probably can answer this the best, did he have any advisors that would tell him, hey Nip, you're not Thundercat anymore, you're not Little Thundercat, you're not this, you're not that. You're Nipsey Hussle, the international rapper, and there's certain things you got to move differently now.
Me personally, what I experienced being around Nipsey, even being 11 years older than him, especially during the last, times of his life, he seemed like the wisest, oldest person around.
I was about to say that, but I ain't got no.
Oh God, bro. So I'm not sure many were comfortable trying to tell him how to curve his program because it's like he had all the answers and all the slick shit to say.
Look, talking to YG, he giving them books to read and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So so I'm guessing they're probably looking at him. He making the smarter decisions. But when you political and you just know wrong is wrong, right is right. Sometimes you can't help yourself. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
but I just feel like you know what I'm saying.
But look, I can go outside and be in a group of people and know that one of these guys in this group of people is no good. He's all bad. And there's no way on God's green earth I would ever publicly politic on him in front of other people. Because I don't know if he's going to pull out a gun and just dome me right there.
You know my theory? I believe Cowboy got on the stand because he had a guilty conscience, bro. They had a intense conversation, and you should have escorted him off the premises like you said you would have did if you would have felt it was that way. I felt you heard it. Instead, you went and ate your sandwich or whatever. And I think he had a guilty conscience, and that's why he got on the stand. And that's just my theory. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I think he got on the stand because he knew that Eric Holder had action at possibly getting that manslaughter, and he wanted to do everything he can do to circumvent the possibility of Eric Holder getting that lesser included offense that was on the table.
I choose not to speak on what his motivations may have been. I don't. For the life of me, I can't figure out what caused him to do it.
Yeah, well, he's still around doing his thing, and it don't seem his section is too disappointed in him. And here's what Cowboy said, and maybe some people buy into this. It's all on camera. Everybody saw what happened. There's nothing that I said that should be considered a snitch, a cooperator.
He sound like
prosecution
Snoopy
witness.
BadAzz, bro.
Yeah, he does kind of sound like
He sound like Melvin.
But I think that these guys have a clever way of explaining themselves, and maybe 50% of the people say, you know what, you're right.
That's not clever.
It depends on who's listening. And it might be 50% of the people, but it is not for 50% of our type of people.
I mean, if you know law, you've been through the, you know what I'm saying? You've been around the block a couple times. You know that what he said ain't factual, and he know it ain't either, because he been to the penitentiary a couple times.
And the district attorney is not interested in having anyone come and be a part of their case. That's not going to help them achieve their goal of reaching a conviction, bro.
And what did prosecutor John McKinney say in the Tubi document?
Said he couldn't do it. I didn't really want to gauge this conversation with you because I don't want you to come under any threat based on me speaking on this certain individual. No, of course not you.
Hey, I already know Cowboy don't like me. I have no problem with Cowboy. I used to be in the cafeteria trying to have lunch with Cowboy. And, you know, his issue with me is because you and I are friends.
That's why I'm trying not.
Which is insane that you don't want to be my friend because Spider's my friend.
Big U my friend too, Cowboy.
You know,
you gonna press Big U too?
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah. He looked at me as a vulnerable.
Nah, he probably looking at you like you giving him a voice.
Oh, okay. Plus, he did this in court.
In court, bro.
In court during a break.
On trial.
So nothing was going on in the courtroom at the moment, but he did kind of mouth off to me. But I don't hold it against him.
You got tough in a penal institution, bro. Yeah. And if it ain't in the court tanks and back there, that don't count, bro. Well, no, you keep cracking that court. Shout out Treyway. You know he threw him.
Many court. Others through the years.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I wanted to talk about YFN Lucci because he's kind of like in the same situation as Cowboy was in. A guy that's been asked to testify on behalf of a case. This is the Young Thug case. And guess what YFN Lucci decided to do?
He did the same thing Cowboy did.
Nah.
He did what I expected him to do.
A real one.
And I would hope he had did.
All right, well, let me read this real quick and then we'll talk about it. YFN Lucci, it says here, according to Hip Hop DX, YFN Lucci will not be testifying in Young Thug's ongoing YSL RICO trial. The decision was confirmed in court by the prosecution after the judge asked if the rapper would be taking the witness stand. Prosecutor replied, "At this juncture, we do not believe he will be testifying." Despite remaining on the state's witness list, Lucci has previously refused to testify. The rapper's attorney previously stated any party can announce, for example, that Abraham Lincoln is on the list, but those words alone are meaningless. So to be 100% clear, Ray Sean Bennett, a.k.a. YFN Lucci, will not be a witness in the YSL case. And Lucci later commented on his refusal to testify.
Hold on, his voice though.
Okay, you want me to do it like in a southern voice?
Yeah.
Okay, Lucci later commented on his refusal to testify. Even in an earthquake, we wouldn't break. No, we solid. Hashtag free 650. I'm not sure what that means. I should have looked it up. But I'm sure you two guys are happy to hear that.
Yeah, it's so rare.
Even in an earthquake, we wouldn't break. No, we solid.
That's right. Yeah, his case is so cold. What he alleged of being guilty of in his case. I would hate for him to be accused of all that and then go out that boo-boo. So salute to him for staying solid.
Mm-hmm. It's a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
And a lot of people say that there's not any people out there in a position to where they are asked to testify that are going to say no, but he's definitely an example.
Yes.
A public example. I know lots of examples that happen behind closed doors of people saying no. He's a public example. I'll give you a good example. One time I was in court and they brought this girlfriend in to testify against her boyfriend, which is crazy. And she got on the stand and she was like, "I ain't saying nothing. I got nothing to say in this court." And the judge was like, "Ma'am, can you please just answer the questions?" "No, I'm not answering any questions." "Ma'am, if you do not answer the questions, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court." "I don't care what you hold me in. Hold me in contempt of court." "Ma'am, don't you have kids?" I don't care." And the judge held her in contempt of court and sent her to jail for 30 days for not cooperating.
She stayed down.
Yeah, she did. I was feeling bad for her because I'm like, Judge, she ain't going to say nothing. So just let her go home. Why do we have to incarcerate a mother for 30 days for just saying, "I don't want to testify"?
Separating her from her kids.
Yeah.
Does that mean she had given a previous statement?
I didn't know the specifics. I don't know the details, but I don't think that she did because they would have read it after that. They would have read her statement. And
that's crazy for her to be able to be penalized about something that she perhaps haven't even admitted to.
But it sounds like she didn't want to answer any
once
question.
they subpoena you, you have to answer the question.
You can't plead the fifth?
You can plead the Fifth, but once they give you immunity, then you don't have your Fifth Amendment right anymore.
Immunity.
Yeah.
If she got immunity, she was telling. Immunity
No,
ain't for niggas like me.
No, you can get immunity for not telling.
Hey, listen. If
That's actually what happened in this case. I forgot to throw that in there. The girl said, "I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to answer questions." Well, the judge says, "I'm going to grant you immunity," which means you do not have your Fifth Amendment right anymore. That's a secondary use of immunity. It strips you of your Fifth Amendment right.
okay, it's like she was a material witness, so she was involved with the case, and then So I thought she witnessed something. She was involved.
Well, she was never a defendant. She was never charged. She wasn't arrested. She was a witness to something that happened that had to do with her boyfriend. And they wanted to force her to tell what she saw.
Immunity ring cooperating.
Okay, well, let me school people on immunity, because
Please do.
Just because you hear that someone receives immunity does not mean that they cooperated or told. It is the way the court gets you to not plead the Fifth. If you plead the Fifth, then you don't have to say anything.
Why would the court be so interested in you making a statement if it's not going to further their cause? I thought I turned this off, y'all. My bad.
Well, the reason why they would give someone like this mother the immunity is because their case is weak. They have limited witnesses, and they need her she was a precipient witness to whatever the crime was. Without her, it's a weaker case. They think they could intimidate her into testifying. And she's just said, no, 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 no. Give me immunity. I don't care. No, it's still no, 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 no.
But that still goes to his point that immunity seems like it's for people who are cooperating.
It's for people who don't want to make incriminating statements. It doesn't mean they cooperated. Because if you ask me what happened yesterday when such and such got shot, and I have to tell the truth, and I was a part of it, but they didn't know I was a part of it, I might say, look, I don't want to talk about it, because I might make an incriminating statement on myself.
Correct.
So therefore, I'm pleading the Fifth.
Okay.
We'll give you immunity.
We'll give you immunity.
Because we still want to hear what you have to say, because it's going to affect someone else.
But it doesn't mean you ever cooperated.
Oh, but
you know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
That's a very small percent you saying. What you describing? Immunity, 80% of the time go to a cooperator.
Yeah, like for example, well, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Yeah, we ain't got to say it right now, but we just got the example. He got that for attempted murder. Remember?
Oh yeah, your boy.
That's a good example.
Run for your life. Run for your life.
Yeah, but immunity was never even entered into that case. We talking about strictly when someone gets immunity. It doesn't mean they were cooperating. It can mean, one, they don't want to incriminate themselves, or two, they just don't want to speak on it.
Okay, for example, I've been shot on 6 different occasions, and nobody ever went to jail messing with me, right? But I went to the penitentiary, and they subpoenaed me down, and because the dude that shot me was in jail. So I'm like, damn, while I'm down here, while I figure I'm down here, the DA come, and he like, oh, Mr. Banks, do you know why you down here? No, not really. You got shot on Halloween. Oh, man, I was in the pen. Could you see back where I came from? Oh, Detective Tripp told me you might give us a hard time. I'm like, man, I'll plead the Fifth. He said pleading the Fifth is when you have something to do with the case and you're not trying to incriminate yourself. You're not the one on trial here, or you're just, you know what I'm saying, trying to. So that he described it backwards how you said it. He said when you plead the Fifth, you're potentially involved with the case and you don't want to incriminate yourself.
That's also possible too.
That's what he was telling.
But let's say someone got killed right in front of my door, and everybody says Alex saw it, Alex saw it, Alex saw it. The police could subpoena me to testify on what I saw. I can go in there and say, Your Honor, I plead the Fifth. I don't want to talk about it. I have nothing to do with the case. I wasn't even part of the case. I don't even know the victim and the shooter. I just saw it with my eyes, and everybody knows that I saw it. Now, the judge can say, look,
I just go up there and lie.
I'm going to strip you of your Fifth Amendment right now. I'm not going to allow you, Mr. Alex Alonso, to plead the Fifth because you're the only person that saw it. So I am giving you immunity, which means you don't have your Fifth Amendment right anymore. So therefore,
but that still brings us back to, so you can go ahead and cooperate.
I could either say no, and now I'll be held in contempt. That means I'm going to go to jail. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I could end up going to jail because I just don't want to talk about what I saw with my own eyes.
Right. It's crazy.
And that means that you have to get your Fifth Amendment right taken away. Mm-hmm. And the way they take it away is by giving you immunity.
Correct.
So I guess it happens a few ways. Kelsey Harris in the Tory Lanez, she got immunity. And everybody's trying to figure out, well, what crime did she
Didn't she also
got
plead the
immunity
fifth too, though?
She pled the fifth. She said, "I don't want to talk about the case. I plead the fifth." And then there was a little sidebar, and then the prosecution told the judge, "We're going to give her immunity because we want to force her to talk."
But she still didn't talk.
She talked, but she just didn't answer the questions. Here's another thing you can do as a witness. Say, "All right, I'll answer your questions. All right, Mr. Alonso, did you see what happened out in front of your house?" "Nah, I was standing there, but right when the gun fire went off, I was actually turned the other way." You can just basically lie.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah, you could basically lie. That's probably the best way to get out of that situation is to testify by giving vague answers. Mm-hmm. I don't recommend people doing that. I'm not giving advice on people to do it.
You are an expert.
But I'm saying that's one way to get out of it. But I just for the record, if you're ever going to be on the stand, please tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God. But
why do they swear you in and they don't know if everybody even believe in God?
I know that is kind of funny, huh?
One nation under God.
Real quick before we finish this Lucci thing, can you believe that Young Thug is still in trial since last year? I don't think I've ever heard of a trial lasting this long. And he faces 8 charges in that case, and one is including conspiracy to violate the RICO Act and 2 counts of participating in a criminal street gang, along with multiple drug and weapons offenses. I haven't been able to even keep up with this trial because it's just so long.
How many people was on that indictment though?
I remember it was a big number back
Right.
at first.
Yeah, and there was over like 180 overt acts that they were alleging that occurred between this slime. What is it called? Young Slime?
Young Slime Life.
Young Slime Life, 180 overt acts. Most of the overt acts were social media. They weren't even crimes.
But you assume they want to trim all that down to get them on something else anyway. They just piled it on.
So something stick.
So something to stick, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the case.
They never even offered him a deal. They must really be convinced.
You know, they always want the boss though.
They want the boss.
And even though Gunna is not going to testify in this case, he did make a statement that his participation in YSL was gang activity, was gang related, which definitely does not help the other defendants that are on trial.
Damn right.
So I don't know how people view Mr. Gunna.
It's split in the public, but not for me.
Hey, wasn't Gunna here in LA hanging out and just doing his thing and like no big deal?
Yeah, I guess Big U was his liaison.
At one point, I haven't seen him showing no public connection since that time, though.
Let me ask you this: if a guy like Gunna, who you don't know personally, does something like that, would you not work with him in the future? Would that bar you from, let's say, doing a song or a feature together? Or how far do you take what he did in terms of how you would interact with him if you ever were to meet him in the future?
Hey, for example, I don't want to be literal in this case, but the buster with the bread ain't supposed to run the show. You know what I'm saying? But if he the buster, he's supposed to be all in his pockets. Busters can't have shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, utilize his buster, and you know what I'm saying? But you know, shit, he in the public eye, he big, so everybody got eyes on him. So everybody, you know what I'm saying? But if it was on a lower scale, you'll have the greasy neck niggas in the set, nigga, poking holes in his pocket. Like, nigga, you effed up. Now you got it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to live around this motherfucker or keep maneuvering around this bitch.
So it would definitely be uncomfortable for him to keep coming around and hanging out.
Hell yeah, unless he paying.
So there is a slight way of slivering out of it.
Yeah, but it's always the popular vote, so it depends on who you is, man. I'm telling you, it'll be the popular vote. Look, you notice everybody is free to shooters until like the victim is a rapper. Now they want justice. You know what I'm saying?
See, with someone like Gunna, he can't deny what he did, and I don't think he's denying what he did. So at some point, you have to just either forgive him.
What he said, he got kind of tricked into his lawyer had him under the impression that he was about to do something else other than what he did. That's what he say.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. I know he knows exactly what he did, you know.
He wanted to go home.
Now, people ask me all the time, would I ever do a podcast with Mob James? Everyone knows he was an FBI informant. And my answer is, if he ever comes correct, admits to what he did, apologizes to FG, I could sit down with bro again. Mm-hmm. But if he keeps lying and denying it, then that's where I draw the line.
I'll do an interview with Gunna before Mob James, because Mob James it's too groundy. It's too ground level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could walk to the store and bump into the dude he sent to the feds for years, and the rest of them just walking through the neighborhood. Like, and then what do we have to talk about? You know what I'm saying? At least if you talking to Gunna, he got a career. Like, Mob James is a popular snitch and a drunk from back in the death row days.
Well, let me ask you guys, what's your whole thought about forgiveness?
For what?
For anything. We always talk about, like, for example, TC. We want TC out. He did 19 years in prison. He killed a man. At some point, we want him to be forgiven by the justice system and forgiven so he can come home. So when I talk about forgiveness, for whatever the offense is, including telling and cooperating.
Well, in the instance when you talk about somebody that go to jail and committed a crime, you know what I mean, shit, they mature over the years and they don't feel a way. You know what I'm saying? They not in the same mind state, and you know what I'm saying? And people do change. You know what I'm saying? I think people deserve a second chance, you know what I'm saying, when they make mistakes like that at 15 and blow somebody's brains out, and now they about to be 39, 40, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, but you, when you talk about telling, it's just you. That mean you was weak, and you shouldn't have been doing what the F you was doing anyway. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have been taking part in it.
What's your whole idea of forgiveness, Spider, on this topic?
On the violence or the telling?
I mean, if we can forgive a killer, can we forgive a snitch?
Well, I can't speak on. I don't know when you say we, who you're speaking of is we. Society in general, X-Street dudes. So I can speak for me.
Yeah, he asking for you now.
I can speak for me because a lot of times, to me, the concept of murder doesn't need to be forgiven, regardless what society dictates. Because if you and I agree to duel to the death, on a moral level, I think that's between you and me. So if you and I duel to the death and I win, even though the law has a part to play, I really don't feel like I'm needing no forgiveness. So I can watch the system do its thing, and I could already feel like the person was justified because I knew what y'all was up to. So when it comes to snitching, it's similar. I judge niggas that know exactly what's going on a little different than I judge young niggas who can get bamboozled and twisted up and get their words used against them because they was nervous, scared, or didn't quite understand. But when niggas get mature in the game and they know they make up their mind to break the law and they get presented with the opportunity to open their mouth and they just outright take it, I don't think it's no forgiveness for that.
Okay. I think I understand your point about the homicides taking place, because when you join a gang and when you embrace the street life, that's always a possible consequence of what you're joining.
Correct.
Of what you're participating in. So unfortunately, the families of those don't necessarily feel that way, you know.
But I often make this correlation, just UFC or MMA fighting. Two people agreeing to basically destroy each other. But if I just chose to do you like that without your permission, it's illegal.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy is that you use the word duel. They used to do duels in the United States back in the 1800s, late 1700s. In fact, Andrew Jackson and Alexander Hamilton had a duel in New Jersey because they had banned duels in New York City. If you dueled in New York, the punishment was death. They banned it. But in Jersey, across the river, you can have a duel. And they did a duel to the death.
Wow.
You know, these are white politicians.
Correct.
That were in their either late 30s or early 40s. So when you hear people in modern time in 2024 wanting to hurt each other, fight each other, assault each other, this is just humanity going back hundreds, if not centuries, millennium. Yes. There's nothing new under the sun. So I always find it amazing that people will start to criticize or judge that person A wants to duel person B. But this has been going on since the beginning of times.
I just say don't subscribe to the streets, bro, because you know what you signed up for. So it ain't really no excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This the sport where you got to take it on the chin. Like if I go bust on somebody and they go around the corner and get Spider, shit, Spider caught. He can't tell.
Yeah.
Or you shit, you get put on tomorrow, you might get shot like I got shot, paralyzed, sat down. You can't ain't no poor me now, nigga. You know what you was doing.
Yeah.
Like it's the sport. We gotta take it on the chin. Don't subscribe to the streets. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, don't. Once you get put on, you emancipated. You a grown man at this point.
Yeah, because once you're on the set, whether you're 12, 13, you're considered now, I guess, adult. What society would call an adult at 18, you're that once you join the set, whether you're 12, 13, or 14.
That's
really.
how I look at it.
Because sometimes when you're that young, the homies kick you in your ass and when they catch you ditching school and try to make you go back to school. So you could be a young banger and not really viewed as an adult in the set.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I was reading a study where they said the majority of gang members who join a gang leave it within the first year.
That's
Majority, yeah. A nationwide study. They leave in the first year basically realizing this might not be for me. I might not be cut out for this. But when you said take it on the chin, that brings me to this interview that I recently saw on No Jumper. Who was taking it to the chin multiple times? I'll take that on the chin. I'll take that on the chin.
He was using that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a take it on the chin sport, but you ain't never took it on the chin.
I ain't watched the interview.
Oh, you haven't watched the interview?
Of course not. But I've heard a lot of commentary. You know, I've seen titles of clips. I'm kind of familiar with some of the things.
All right, maybe we could play a few clips. I'm gonna make sure that Safir's ready to play. You want to check that first? But what did you think of it, Munch? The interview?
I could stomach it, you know why? Cause I came to the realization probably like late last year or probably earlier this year that Wack is an entertainer, like WWE. You know what I mean? And I heard over and over again the yelling he do over phones and shit like that, and he's really a good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, man, but he's also a master manipulator. He played cool with him the whole time, got him up there, and effed him over. And he looked as silly. He got sun, and he looked like Adam. Like, man, stall him out. that's what I was getting from me. Like, God damn, man.
Yeah, you missed. I know you're not fans of both of those guys, but you missed a soft. I would say a soft mark out.
Is that right?
Is that the best way to put it?
Passive aggressively.
Passive aggressive mark out. You know.
So Hold on 100 marked out Snoopy BadAzz.
He did what he should have did. He did what he should have did to Tekashi. He should have held him to the same standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he did it in a respectful way.
But
No arguing, no yelling.
Just
it's more dear to him because he's portraying to be a pyro. So he had to check him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus, like, it's clear he don't respect the gang culture in New York. I didn't watch that over and over on.
unless it's Cardi B being involved, he be on her nuts.
All right, let's play a couple. I got a few clips here from that interview. That I was actually surprised that Adam is even still interviewing some of these cats.
April 1st, he wore a rainbow Speedo and hugged up with another guy for fun, and said he was just playing. He don't surprise me at all no more.
But on Rachel Hart, I asked him, "Would you interview him again?" He said, "Yeah, you know."
Yeah, he did say that.
You know,
He did say that. All right, let's play the first clip of the No Jumper interview.
Ignores the politics, and I can tell
he's a renegade.
it's not intentional. He's just careless. Even that day, why is you down there with slippers on? Oh, let's keep it gangster.
Why are the slippers the issue?
Hey, but because
That's
you don't
a-
put
that's a
that's a violation. You know what I'm saying? But what you don't understand.
I've
you
had
can't-
Bloods put this on me in public, too. I'm at the fucking Domo and slides and they're
I was
on
out
me.
of pocket. I was slipping. I'm dumbass. But look.
But wait, where he's
that
at
wasn't
in
my
his life?
apartment complex.
Hold
though.
on, but wait.
That wasn't. I wasn't running up to my
Missed
house.
the point.
That's just that. The point is.
Where you at in your life with everything going on?
Yeah.
Slippers?
Yeah, I'm out of pocket.
Like don't
I
like
take that to the
everything.
trunk.
He called himself. I was a dumbass for that. You know.
hey man, I mean, I wouldn't call him careless. I think he got side effects from doing drugs too long. He admitted he admitted in that same interview, but you're currently doing it. It shows when you make posts and then I guess when you come down you delete them. And,
He did admit to doing cocaine. He did admit to being what did he say, a powder head or using powder? And we have him on record of denying this in the past.
Wow.
So he admitted it on in this interview. But you know what?
Powder Ranger dropping. I ain't coming with Powder Ranger. I'm gonna save that.
That's a good one though.
Hey, I remember in the '80s, a lot of dudes from different sections used to wear these house shoes you'd buy from the swap meet. They had very soft bottoms.
Corduroy.
Yeah,
No,
the corduroy house shoes.
No, but they got the house shoes with the hard bottom now, almost like the Cortez bottom now.
Okay, well, if anyone has 1980s house shoes, you felt everything when you walked in those. You know, I could never, and you just slid your foot in them like slippers. You remember those?
That rule about the house shoes is some jailhouse shit. Niggas tried to bleed it over to the streets, but that shit ain't never stuck in the streets. That's some jailhouse shit, because if you get caught slipping out here with your feet ain't right, you vulnerable. So if a homie catch you out on the floor on the day room and you got your shower shoes on, you got to do some push-ups. But that ain't no shit no niggas really. Probably in certain hoods, it was a real thing on the street.
Homies nigga got DP for being in the hood with house shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Niggas got DP and shit.
Yeah, I remember in the '80s, everybody wore these house shoes.
Yeah, my hood too. Everybody wore
The black corduroy ones.
The blue ones, black.
Yeah.
Even the bandana kind.
Oh yeah, they even sell those still in the swap meet to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wearing them though.
I wore some. Recently I had.
Oh, you did have some.
But it was an odd occasion.
Yeah.
An odd occurrence. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the next clip. Clip number 2.
Yeah, they
What's the name of that? Sex Cash or
yeah,
something?
it's a little clique called Sex Cash that had blood, like LA Bloods and Crips in it mixed in one.
Okay, now, how many Power Rules was in that?
Shit, a gang of them.
Who?
A lot of Power Rules. So one nigga from the mob. I don't know what he going by from the mob. Couple niggas, bro.
So he was claiming that.
Yeah, because look, what you gotta understand a couple niggas. This niggas from Park Village from
But
there.
they was young niggas?
Yeah, they
What's the name of that? Sex Cash or something?
Yes.
All right, play clip 3 too. It's on the same topic.
Bipolar, schizophrenic shit. A lot of them dudes that take it to get the shit
Or the SSI
to
check.
move it
Okay.
or get the SSI checks.
So what's your issue with him being part of this clique at a certain point when he was younger?
That's a violation.
Because he was in a clique while also being from a hood?
If the only clique he was supposed to have been a part of, right, is P-Funk. Something internal within his neighborhood is set. Or let's say his neighborhood then clicked up with 2-3 other neighborhoods. That's homies, right? We get that, right? You know, you got that, right? But the minute he crossed, because watch this. What if Sex Cash get into it with P-Funk?
It was P-Funk.
But as soon as we look up and Sex Cash come through P-Funk and get down, who the first nigga the homies looking at?
Me.
So
Was it like that?
But no. But you know what though? It's crazy. I understand what Wack's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
This ain't what I'm saying. This
it's
what
a
it
violation
is.
based on the fact that power rule supposed to be one thing. I understand that, but it doesn't take from the fact that I'm not the only person from Hollywood.
Wow.
That's from a clique right now. Well, I'm not from a clique anymore.
Stop. I'm not the only one that told. Come on, bro. You got to stand.
How
Bro.
are you going to put that on?
Okay, so let me just say that in 2008 and 2009, when Snoopy was part of Sex Cash, they were not calling themselves a clique anymore. There was a period where they did call themselves a clique, but when he was in it, it was not a clique. They were a full-on gang. They had enemies. In fact, I think they don't get along with 1200 Block
Is that right?
of East Coast Crip out there in Riverside.
Okay.
You know?
Doesn't Crip.
Yeah, so I think he wants to try to downplay his participation in Sex Cash. It's actually, the whole name of it is Unknown Sex Cash Mafia, and he just wants to demote them to a clique. And I know for a fact right now that Sex Cashers are kind of offended by you calling us a clique when we was banging at that time.
Is that before his Paris neighborhood alleged?
It's right after Paris.
Oh, so damn. Wow.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, the Paris stuff never came up in this interview.
Hey, look, Wack haven't been an active gang member in over 25 years, bro. So he talking about what's rules and all that. It's a lot of people that's a part of a clique and from an actual gang. You know what I'm saying? I didn't seen it but you don't make the rules for everybody, bro. You don't make the rules for everybody. That might just be the group of niggas you hang with, that's your clique or whatever, and then you from so and so Paru or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But shit. But what's his name? Snoopy just a buster through and through. So it don't even matter. Like he just riddled them all the way. He told them shit that they ain't really etched in stone. That he said, you right, that is against you. You don't know shit. Neither one of y'all, nigga. Like, you ain't been an active member in over 25 years, bro.
But he agreed with him. Yeah, you right.
He took it on the chin. I took it on the chin. I take it on the
Took it on the chin.
You took it on the chin on the West Side Pyros beat your ass.
But I think Wack missed the bigger point because I agree. Sometimes you could be from a clique. I think Spider, you had some history where y'all had a little hustler thing going, and then eventually it got morphed into the hood.
9-9 East Side.
No, but he's saying being from a
same
clique
time.
and a gang at the same time.
I mean, I do know of some examples of that. I know around over here, there used to be this thing called Gramercy Street Hustler, and there were some Gramercy Street Hustlers that had dual affiliation with the Bloods.
Right.
They were Bloods, but they were also Gramercy Street Hustlers. Not all Bloods were Gramercy Street Hustlers, and not all Gramercy Street Hustlers were Bloods, but there were those few dudes that had that double affiliation.
And you will have niggas that they from a clique at school, and then they be from a hood, and But it's examples of that.
But the biggest point I think that he missed was that when he was a part of it, they were full on gangbanging. And I'm sure everybody's seen that picture of when he was T Prince
At the funeral.
At the funeral, if you look at the shirt, it's got all the hoods that whacked out, all their enemies, and they're at a funeral of a brother named Daryl Hosey that got killed in gangbanging.
So he had a hood named T Prince. He had Sly Blue, and Snoopy from Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Okay, but see now, keep in mind he twisted his timeline up because he told him he was from Paru, came on and was a part of the clique, but I think he's from part of the clique. He just mixed it up though to work in his favor.
Oh yeah.
You see what he did with his age? May 30th, he told them people that he was 34, and a day later was his birthday, May 31st, and he actually turned 39. So he started banging Pyro in his 30s, and so
that's the part, right?
I mean, Goofy's gonna do what Goofy's do.
You ain't never lied.
And when he was Sex Cash in 08 and 09, he was not part of Hollywood at all, even though he did say he was. But I've already confirmed with multiple Hollywoods that he was not a member of Hollywood. That didn't come until the teens.
Wow.
The teens, the 2000 teens.
You got to be kidding me.
Hey, but he don't. Okay, now I ain't gotta say his name. He came along with a buddy that's an actual Pyro, and Wack talking to him outside, and his boy said, "Man, Wack, man, he just never been laced. Even when he came home from prison, he wasn't laced. So your boy you hang with every day, say something like that, and you go get back in the car with him." I mean, you know yourself that you're a goofy, you know what I'm saying? And then you say it's not a big thing, a big hooray to be from Hollywood, but then you leave and get way away from Wack, and then you get on camera and say, "And can nobody ever take my flag from me? I'm Pyro." Bloody Mary, that's on Pyro Love. She wasn't a Pyro. Yes, she was. That's what I'm saying. That's how you know you was an out of towner.
Wait. Nina X wasn't no Pyro, bro.
Who?
Nina X.
Bro, she was from Avenue Pyro.
All right, I'm through.
You a Crip.
I was in the studio with her too for quite a few times.
You a Crip, bro.
I'm not tripping on that. All right,
I'm saying
right, I'm wrong.
That's how
She was from Red Rum's section.
I known her to be Nina X, a Black Power rapper, until she got that lick.
But did you start off as a gangster rapper, or you was more?
I mean, at
battle.
the time that record was out, she went back to.
No, I'm talking about you.
No, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about her.
Talking about you. I asked you a question.
I know. I'm just trying to my history of my knowledge of her at that time. That record came
This
out.
is what we wanted.
I will get to that.
This is what we was waiting for.
No. I can't ask you a question.
Let me say this: Leon Haywood Studios. I used to be recording with her, so
I understand that.
I'm not talking about me though. We talking about her.
I'm asking you a question though. I can't ask you a question. You do interviews all the time.
But I'm just saying, we're not doing an interview now. But I started rapping way before gangbang. Yes, I did.
Hey.
Way before.
No. I'm saying you started off. You was more lyrical.
I'm saying way before gangbang, I was rapping. I was rapping in church as a kid, like young. It's not different. It's different.
Right.
I knew her as a young adult, teenager, whatever she was, and I knew her after Pyro Love, and she was on some straight Ascari X, Nina X, and I was told that she only did that for the album. If she got turned out after that, that may be a case. We used to record at Leon Haywood Studio on Rodeo and Crenshaw, E-Gym in the back alley all the time.
She's from Avenue Pyro.
I take that from you. I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah.
But I remember back then they were saying she wasn't, and I used to be with her, and she was a square like rapper. She probably got turned out afterward.
Is she cool with that being out there though?
I don't think she alive no more.
She's resting, bro.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, like man, the game Goofy BadAzz said she's from Ohio. Yeah, a lot of people. My dad's from Memphis. What are you talking about? What do that mean? All these founders.
No, I ain't trying to like agree with him, but I've been under that impression all my life that she wasn't really no damo.
She's from Ohio, boyfriend from Fruitown, and she.
But she came out. She came out here young. She came to Inglewood young.
I can't say I can't say when she touched Inglewood.
Okay.
I had a song with her where she. I used to always remember that she came in the studio and she wrote. The name of the song was called Slaughter or something, but she wrote the whole word on the side of the paper. SLAUG. She wrote that shit down and she came in. She said, Nina X says S means slaughter. The devil's daughter. Then she went to the next word. E is the letter that mean every nigga order. The T, terminate. I never seen nobody do no shit like that. Some real MC shit.
Okay. We'll take.
Red Rum was a real MC though.
Red Rum, my nigga, too. Rest in
Was
peace.
a real MC though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All right, we're gonna move on to clip number 4 of this interview, and then we got one more after that. So run clip 4.
Get up, said he sucked.
Once you can rap.
I'm done with it. I don't even.
Bro,
I don't
listen,
even want to.
if you don't fuck with a nigga, that's cool.
I don't like him.
That's,
Fuck him.
you ain't
He
gotta like.
sucks to me. He sucks to me.
So you think you could out rap Munchie B?
Yeah, of course.
I tell you what, you know I'm launching the Underground podcast, right? I'm gonna get with Munchie. We gonna do song for song or 2 songs.
Let's
for song.
do it.
Put them up on the streaming
Let's fucking
platform.
do it.
Get them both on the same beat so we can actually judge them
they gonna be on
side
the
by
same
side.
beat. They gonna get on the same beat. We gonna put them up on the the No Jumper playlist,
Yeah.
right? And we gonna kick it off with that.
Then we don't have to have them in the same room, so it's like
I believe, and I've never met Munchie B, but I've heard his music. I believe he can rap.
Okay.
But we're gonna let the people determine.
That's your
Munchie
opinion.
B, I mean, you know, want to take the fade. I get you the beat. DJ Mackie, give me a beat.
And I'm still offering that fade where I put the patch on and whoop your ass too.
What you mean? What the fuck are you talking? What you going?
He said, "What the fuck?"
Hey, let me say this. Even though Munchie B does not take rapping as serious like I think he should, his catalog on YouTube far outperforms. If you ever looked at the numbers, if you looked at the analytics, it outperforms Snoopy BadAzz's catalog.
Man, there's so many categories where he outweighs Snoopy. Just start with the authenticity. We can just start there. We'll just leave it at that. But there's so many other categories.
Yeah, that's a slam dunk right there.
Yeah.
But if we sticking strictly to music, I will say this: Snoopy BadAzz can pick some fire beats every once in a while. Sometimes I wonder, oh, this is a nice little beat right here. This is a nice little track he got. You know, he finds him some good beats. But in terms of out rapping Munchie, no. I know everyone's gonna say you biased, but no, just go to Munchie B's channel on YouTube. What is it? Money Over Morals?
Morals over money.
Morals Over Money.
92.
And then sort his music videos from most viewed to least viewed. Do the same thing for Snoopy, and then compare.
I mean, without the numbers, I'm not even going off numbers. I put Kickin' Cat Being Bull, Munchie B's, one of his most latest singles up against any record Snoopy BadAzz got out on the market. That motherfucker's a vibe. Banger.
I Snoopy, you entitled to your opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I just throw up a song, a snippet with your baby mama and myself, and everybody in the comments agree that it's a slapper. I mean, but you know, everybody got an opinion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me say this: in hip hop, you supposed to think you the best. You're supposed to think you better than everyone. How do you answer a question like that when you're clearly not better than the other person? But this is hip hop.
Oh, it's okay to say it in the sense of hip hop, but he was so emotionally involved in the conversation before it even get formed. You knew what he was on. It wasn't about hip really being competitive as an MC. He was already talking about fighting with a patch on. He was just trying to be disrespectful.
God bless that man.
And then also,
man,
you put out They Not Like Us. He put out a They Not Like Us, and yours got way more emotion just in those two songs.
But I told the truth through and through, and he said watch me around his daughters and all this. he said you got Lil Doc from East Coast locked up.
Can you believe that?
He just made shit up. But I really got hair from your baby mama. You really got TC locked up. You really got up them stairs. I think you should have run a different direction away from the kids. But it's kids up here, and you ran towards. You put your kids in danger. But but I told the truth in the song. That's all. Reggie Wright, you a pig, not a pirate. You know what I'm saying?
That was the flyest line to me.
Yeah.
On my mama.
I ain't lying.
That was clever.
Hey, what do you think about lyrics in hip hop? Should they always be accurate, authentic? Because I was having this conversation with one of Snoopy's dudes, and he was just like, I was saying basically, Snoopy lied all in his song. Dude is like, hey, this is rap. This is hip hop. You don't got to be 100% accurate. And I'm sure Kendrick Lamar, his criticisms of Drake aren't really all accurate. Is there a place where that's allowed in hip hop? Or should we always want to venture, even in battle rap, of being accurate of what you're saying about the other person?
In battle rap, they do their research like I do.
Yeah.
It's just what I've always relied upon. I don't know how to. I mean, I guess I could be creative and crack jokes, but I've always relied on shit I could really see about you that I could clown you about. So that's just my style. But I've seen other styles be successful too, like threats that you know you're not gonna actually meet out. If you put that together clever enough, it still could be a cold diss song.
See, I wouldn't go record and just diss Snoopy on a song. People I have to wait like a week and some more people get on my nerves or something because he ain't even worth the. He got a lot of shit to talk about though. You know what I mean? He went on
for it. I couldn't make no song. This you don't inspire me.
He didn't claim none of his kids on no jumper, and now he trying to fight for him. I could just go on forever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because most of the lines in his song about whoever I know about me is untrue. He got the wrong platform. There was a platform mentioned in Little Doc Done's indictment.
That was Kev Mack. I know for a
but that platform
shout
was
out to
mentioned.
the homie. It was mentioned.
No, it was mentioned, but that didn't get him indicted
Exactly,
either.
but that was shout out to the homie Kev Mack, Free Doc Done.
Yeah.
That's the platform that was actually mentioned.
Yeah, and the interview did not get him indicted
At all.
And in fact, I don't even think the interview got played they tried to get it played in front of the jury, and I think the defense was able to suppress it. I'm not sure. But even if it got in, that has nothing to do with why he was indicted. And Kev Mack can defend himself, but somehow he decided, let me put Street TV as the ones that were involved in Little Doc Done's case. I mean, he just got it completely all wrong. I don't know if he just said, okay, I know Street TV was not involved, but this is a good bar.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes?
Well, he photoshopped his cover to the single to make it appear as if it was at my truck and at my old location and all that. So it's a go for anything.
You asked us about forgiveness. I can't really recall if you answered that because that man got you whooped out. He shared your conversation with people. He got you whooped out. Them 4 phases he lost. Whack got you whooped out. You know what I'm saying? And then your paperwork came. You had the death row chain. Then you didn't have the death row chain. He's the reason why a lot of this shit is going bad for you, and you go sit across from him.
I think he still has that chain though. I don't think Snoop took it back.
I don't think he got it. He pawned it by now.
I don't think he took it back either though, but he might not have it.
I don't think he got it. He ain't got it in his possession. He's a bum. He's a nomad.
And also, I want to give credit to the guy that actually first put that work out there. A lot of people think Wack was the one, but it was actually Cash Boy Tax from Sex Cash. You know, he gets upset when people think that he was the one that put it on everybody's radar. So
to him.
He wants the credit for that. Let's give him the credit. Let's play the last clip of this No Jumper interview between Adam 22, Wack 100, and Snoopy BadAzz. Clip number 5.
For that shit, and I'ma end that shit like this. My nigga, everybody quick to say Snoopy told, Snoopy did this, Snoopy did that, but my nigga, can't nobody post or show anywhere in the paperwork when it happened at the scene, me giving the description of this nigga and giving his name. Why? Because I don't even know what the fuck the nigga look like. Feel me? My first statement was somebody jumped out the bushes, started shooting. It ain't even no bushes.
Stop right there.
Scene. Hold on, what?
Stop right there.
There is no bushes at the scene.
Stop right there. See, here it go again. You can't rewrite the rules. you should have never given
me
a
lying.
statement.
So me lying to the police, I was wrong for that.
You let it be known it was a shooter at the scene. You collaborate in the story.
All I said was, nigga, a motherfucker jumped out some. I gotta tell the motherfucker.
So
something.
you can rewind it right now.
No,
what you're doing.
no. If a motherfucker mama,
Let her tell.
she wasn't there.
You
I
don't
left the house
collaborate.
with her son.
But the paperwork said more than that.
What did the paperwork?
I can't really remember.
No, it didn't.
Because you
it-
claim you said it
no,
to
it
help the
didn't.
nigga out.
No. Look at. You're moving too fast down the story. I gave them a bullshit story. I went on with my life. When I ended up catching my own attempted murder, and I seen this nigga inside the holding tank, I didn't even know who the fuck the nigga was, my nigga. He knew who I was because they said my name. So when they said my name, nigga, he like, yeah, I was like, yeah, that's me. What's happening? He was like, look, bro, that shit was an accident. You know, I'm not going to motherfucking trial saying I didn't do it. I did that shit, bro. He said, but they trying to say that I tried to kill you. I need you to say that you didn't try to kill, that I didn't try to kill you, and say I looked scared when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, like Wax say, I can't rewrite the rules, homie. I was wrong. I should have told that nigga, and I swear to God, to this day, I regret that shit, bro. I'm not trying to justify
So he
it.
told you to go do.
Oh my God.
Things we could talk for an hour just on that one statement that he just made. But let me just say this: I know what happened in that holding tank in 2006.
Me too.
And he is 100% not telling the truth of what happened in that holding tank. I can tell you this: TC was not holding no Bible
At all.
He was not having no pleasant conversation with nobody in 2006. TC was a beast in 2006.
East side.
And there's no way you're sitting there having a conversation the way he's describing if anybody knows TC. And you have history with his family, right? And his folks.
Dead homies.
You know?
That's my folks. And TC named about 9 other people by name that were there that witnessed the events in that holding tank that day.
Yeah, so Snoopy, you need to be careful when you tell these stories because all of these people are alive. I don't want to say their names right now, but I know of 4 people that were in that holding tank with Snoopy and TC, and the story doesn't go the way he tells it.
Hey, hold on. Since you didn't watch it, you hear me, Spider? I'm gonna tell you what Wax said. He said, yeah, "Man, Spider got a little label, something like that. Man, you should go sign with him." He said, "Who? Me? Yeah." He said, "Man, F no." He said, "I asked you to do that." You said, "F no." He asked you to get on the stand. You got up there. I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
he was, man."
And he begged me to sign the G Unit West in like 2018, East Side, on my mama.
Yeah, that was
I just had to throw that out there.
I appreciate that.
he sunned him on that one.
He sent him the whole. He grandsoned him.
He grandsoned him.
Stepsoned him. All that shit.
You have the transcript to that trial.
Go to SpiderLokeMostEasty.com on SpiderLokeMostEasty on YouTube, and the whole his whole direct examination is up there where he did it all. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: how many times did this idea of he looked at scared ever come up in the transcripts?
Absolutely zero.
There is zero. Not one time did this guy testify that TC, the defendant, looked scared. It never comes up. That is part of his story.
He keeps creating in his head. He keeps talking about the statement he gave on the day of the incident and just not even speaking about getting on the stand. That blows my mind.
And yeah, that was a little. But let me ask you this. You have a mama that's grieving that her son got killed. The mama comes to you and you know how mamas are. They want you to go to the police and tell them everything. How do you console a mom that just lost someone?
Not your job.
And then tell them, I don't even want to even be a part of this.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
But how do you do that?
There is no how. You just don't. When you started gangbanging, the first thing you decide is fuck what my mama think, fuck what your mama think, fuck our mamas. It's the first decision you make when you start gangbanging. So there's no rationale to that from an active gang member.
So the fact that he brought up, well, his mama wanted me to tell.
Mozzie say, tell her cancel the car wash, I'm gonna pay for it. Homie really my dog, he gonna pay for it.
And that's what I mean.
We do our shit different,
that's
bro.
when roles change. That's what you're supposed to be doing right there.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. But keep in mind, T.I., he got on the stand and said his homie mom wanted him to get on the stand also.
Well, if you listen to the beginning of that last clip, he said it really fast, but he said, I had to tell something.
I heard that.
I had to say something.
Well, I ain't surprised.
Ice Cube just took the ass whooping from his mama when Ricky got shot. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell mamas nothing. It's not nothing for you to tell them. Unless you got us more than mamas. You feel me? You got some mamas that can get the info and they with the get down.
Don't tell my mama shit, bro.
With mine either.
All right, well, let's wrap this up.
Holler at Pops, but don't tell my mama shit.
Any final thoughts on that interview, and what's your whole take on that, Munch?
I like that he got baited in and got sat down, and he the poster boy for why you shouldn't tell. And you know what I'm saying? I love it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a good look. It absolutely backfired. You know what I'm saying? If that's what he thought, he's about to revive his little chicken scratch ass rap career or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And any reason why you don't peep in on some of these interviews? You know, check it out a little bit.
I have zero interest in what either of those individuals have to say. Just no interest whatsoever.
I mean, I have no interest in it either. I feel the same way as you do, but I need to know what was said. You know what I'm saying?
I like to know facts. And these people have both proven themselves to be so far from factually based. It doesn't matter what they say, because I know they're not going to come around no facts that matter. At least when it comes in regards to me.
All right, y'all.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I during my little rant, during the verbal lashing, I want to apologize to Worm's family for saying F that man, because I was angry. But I do not apologize on the Nook Nook thing, and I believe the link to that is in the description on that. You know what I'm saying, on Shay TV.
Okay, yeah, real quick before we wrap this up, Munchie went in hard the other day on what Snoopy said about Munchie in the No Jumper interview. Did you see this?
I reposted it too.
Oh gosh, look, I recorded this.
That was a classic 20 minutes.
I recorded this, and do you remember what I said after you finished it, Munch?
No, whatever.
I said I feel bad.
Remember? You did.
I said I feel bad.
Damn.
I really felt bad. Especially when you got to the end with the Nook Nook, I literally felt bad. I was like, damn, I don't think I've heard a verbal lashing that intense in a long time.
Yeah, but you can't say why somebody didn't retaliate on something and you using the court tanks with the man that killed your friend in Orange Reach, and then Nook Nook, his killers was out for 4 years, and they big partying, and then and then
he threw the party in there.
Then you just sat across the table from the dude, slid Snoop Dogg your paperwork, and it was allegedly responsible for you getting whooped by the West Side.
Oh, that's not alleged.
I know. But
well, yeah, hell no, that ain't alleged. The paperwork is alleged, but he take credit for it. So, you know what I'm saying? And you forgave him for ruining your career. That could have been.
Well, Worm's name is Damon Mabins, and I hope.
Yeah, I apologize.
If anyone in his family,
rest well, Worm.
If anyone in his family is listening, you're apologizing to the Mabins family?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that much.
Yeah.
All right, SpiderLugMo67 on Instagram. He's also got the Black Box on YouTube.
SpiderLugMo60 is the channel.
And also Munchie B got It's Not Morals Over Money, It's Money Over Morals.
No, morals over money.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
92.
Of course. It's always morals over money.
Over money 92 MB_ the mayor on Instagram.
And I'm at Alex Alonso 101 on all social media platforms. Street TV is the YouTube channel. And thanks for tapping in for another episode of Straight Politicking.